everyone, my name is Heba and welcome back. 2023, wow. Can't believe that it's almost over. Hopefully this video will be up before 2023 is over. If not, it will be up the first week of 2024. But wow, it went by fast. And I'm sure 2024 will be even faster. Maybe crazier, probably faster. There have been a lot of makeup releases for 2023. I'm sure it's like that every year. But in this video, I like to let you know what's been my favorite of the products that I did get in 2023. And it's gonna be like one product, maybe two or three in each category. Because eyeshadows and blushes and lipsticks, those are kind of hard to just narrow down to one. And maybe foundation, but pretty much I like to let you know the products that I've been really liking in each category for 2023. And I'm wearing everything on my face right now. So I'm going to start in order of how I do my makeup. And I usually do my eyes first. And let's start with eyeshadow primer. I did try out several eye primers this year. It was my goal to find one. And hopefully in 2024, I will get that video up of my favorite eye primers, or not my favorite eye primers, but the eye primers that I've been using for 2023. Life gets in the way, time just keeps going. So hopefully I'll get that video up. But in this video, I want to show you what I kind of like a little bit more than the others that I've been trying is this one from Fenty Beauty. And it's the Pro Filter Amplifying Eye Primer in the shade Invisi Pink. And I believe that's the only shade that it comes in. It comes with the doe foot applicator, and I apply it on my lid and just use my finger to spread it out. Wait for it to dry, and then I start applying my eyeshadow. Now I do like it because it gives me a little bit of color. The one that I've been using before, the one by Hourglass, still like that one, still love it actually. But the color of the Hourglass one, it just tends to be a little ashy on my skin tone. There's nothing wrong with it because once you put the eyeshadows, it kind of, goes away. But I kind of like how this one, how it has that pink effect, and it does kind of amplify the colors of my shadows a little bit more than the one by Hourglass. There's no creasing with my eyeshadow. It stays on for a long time, so I've been really liking this eye primer from Fenty Beauty. Next is eyeshadows, and let me tell you, it was so hard to narrow it down. But I knew what my number one and number two eyeshadow palette would be for this year. And one of them is the one I'm wearing in my eyes right now, and it's by YSL, and it's the Couture Mini Clutch palette. I did do a video on these eyeshadow palettes, and I have, I believe, 7 of them now, pretty much all of them. And the one that I have on my lids is this one, number 200. It was kind of hard, again, to narrow it down, but I think this one is the one that I always reach for. Love the tones in here, love the look that it gives me. And when we go on a trip, this is the one that I'll be taking with me for sure. There are 6 different eyeshadow palettes in their permanent line, and I have them all, like I said. I know. And 2 limited edition ones, and I just picked up one of them because the other one is more blue. I know I wouldn't be using that one. So I do have 7 of the palettes from YSL, and I don't know, there's just something about the formula that blends very easily. It's very pigmented. Love this eye look. They don't bleed together. You can see every shade that I used, and even the metallic shade. They do have some particles in some of the palettes, but they just kind of blend in, kind of melt in my lids. And I just love the packaging. Look at that. It's very luxurious. It does look like the YSL clutch. Yes, the packaging is very nice and luxurious, but inside, I have to say this one in particular, it does come out. So I do need to glue it in, especially if I'm going to take it with me on a trip. I don't want it to be moving around in there and breaking. But the formula by YSL, I love it. I love these palettes. I love this look, and I can tell you that it was really easy to choose. The YSL eyeshadow palettes is my favorite for 2023. There is another one. It's more like a honorable mention, and since the YSL only has 4 shades, a mini, eyeshadow palette, big eyeshadow palette in here, and this is the one by Byredo, the Remembrance palette. The shades in here and the formula, again, I'm here for it. I know it looks a little boring when you see it, but the looks that I did with this palette, the formula, it's really nice on mature lids. Just like the YSL, this one is too. And this last shade here, this kind of oh, it's so creamy too. The coppery, bronzy shade. Love this one as a one and done. Such a beautiful shade, yeah. The shades are very pretty. The metallics has that wow factor without it being too chunky. And they just blend in very nicely, and I love the shades in this palette. And I do reach for this one quite a bit. This one and the one by YSL. Love those eyeshadow palettes. Next, I have face primers, and I do have 2 of them because I do like to use more than one face primers. I know, it's probably overkill. I just like doing that. And they're both by Chanel, and let's start with this one, the number 1 Day Chanel, the Skin Enhancers. I did get all 3, but this is the middle of the 3, the one that I use the most, and it's in the shade Medium Coral. This one does give your skin a little bit of boost, especially with the color, and the other 2 colors is light pink, I believe, and intense amber. Those 2 work great too, depending on the color of the foundation that I'm wearing. But this one, the one in the middle, Medium Coral, is my favorite. And how I like to apply it is using this brush from Sonia G, the Buffer. Let me go ahead and bring in this brush too. It has a combination of natural goat hair and synthetic bristles. And I hope you can see that it comes in different lengths. So it just kind of buffs it in very gently. And I do notice that when I use my fingers to blend this skin enhancer in, it does kind of sink in my pores. But using this buffer from Sonia G, it just applies it very nicely. And it has that great Chanel scent. Oh my goodness. Oh, and I probably should have said this in the beginning of the video, but these are products that I've been using, and I excluded the products that I used in December because pretty much I only use it for maybe a week, maybe one time. So I really can't, let you know what I think about them because I just did a video on the new primers from Chanel and I only used it once. And I also use the Sigma Beauty and the Beast collection. And again, I only use those once. So it wouldn't be fair to include those products in here because I only used it once. But these are the products that I've been using many times over. If I can tell you the products that I use in December, they're going to be my favorites for next year. And then the other primer I have, also by Chanel, and it's the Mattifying Moisturizing Primer. Love this one too, and I do see that it just kind of blurs my pores. And it also gives me that matte look because I do have combo oily skin, so I need some extra help to kind of, camouflage that. It blends in very nicely, even though it is a white cream. It doesn't give me an ashy look, and it does give me that matte look to it. Now for concealers, I do have 2 of them, and one of them is more of a corrector, and the other one is more my skin tone concealer. But let's go ahead and start with the corrector first because that's what I need. I do have those dark circles under my eyes, you could see. But this is by Huda Beauty, and it's the Faux Filter Corrector, and I have it in the shade Peach. I believe there are 5 different peachy shades in this corrector, and this is the second one in from the lightest. Just like the name says, it's more of a peachy look, and it does camouflage my dark circles. It blends in nice. It doesn't sink in my wrinkles that I have underneath my eyes. It doesn't cake up, and it does camouflage my dark circles. And then I also like to layer it. I know I like to layer a lot of things, but this concealer is by Givenchy, and it's the Prism Libra Skin Caring Concealer, and I have it in the shade N385. This one is a little bit lighter than my skin tone to kind of brighten it up underneath, but again, it blends out very nicely. It doesn't sink into my wrinkles. It doesn't cake up. It doesn't look drying, and it lasts all day too. I wish I could find something that can hide the bags under my eyes, but I've always had that. Always had these little bags right there. And so with that, it brings the wrinkles, and with these 2 concealers, it looks very natural on me. That's what I see, and I hope you see it too. But I love these 2 concealers together. They work magic for me. Now for foundation, and this is another one that I had a hard time narrowing it down, but let's start with the one that I have on my face, and this is by Laura Mercier, the Real Flawless Weightless Perfecting Foundation. And it's in the shade 4N2T. Kind of like a cup of hot tea, not the letter T. I don't know. This foundation, it looks like my skin. It's not sinking in any pores. It doesn't look dry or cakey. And I love the color of this foundation. It just matches me so well. And I love how it looks. And I've been reaching for this one quite a bit. The other one, you've seen it in a lot of videos, especially recent one, and it's the Ultra Velvet Foundation from Chanel. Love this one too. And it's in the shade B50. This one's a little light on me. I usually go for more B60 or B70, but I think they've been sold out for quite a while, especially in those shades, 60 and 70. So I went with B50 thinking I could just bronze it up and add blush and all that stuff. But the formula of this, when it's on my skin, it just looks flawless. It's beautiful on. And Liz and Maria, my friends here on YouTube, I'll link their channels down below. They recommended this, and again, thank you so much. This is a beautiful foundation. It does come in a squeezy tube where the other 2 foundation has a pump, and even though it looks small, this is the same amount of foundation as the others. But whenever I apply this on, my skin just looks flawless. Also with the Laura Mercier, and also with this one by Guerlain. This is the Healthy Glow Natural Perfection Foundation, and it's in the shade 4N. This one again, my skin just looks very nice, looks flawless. And I would say that this one does give me that natural finish and it's very pretty. Now with this one, it does oxidize a little bit. I did get in the shade 4.5 in first. I did do a video and I'll link it down below if you want to check it out. But it does oxidize, so I was able to get one shade lighter 4 in. And yeah, another great foundation that I love. Now the one by Guerlain, it is a little bit on the thicker side, so I don't need that much. But the one from Laura Mercier, I need like 2 pumps of this. And the one from Chanel, since it's kind of a squeezy bottle, really can't tell how much a pump is. But I guess you could say these are 3 different formulas in the foundation category. Okay, what's next? I think brows. And I'm not the best with brows, but this product here from Refi, I think it's really helped me quite a bit. I did get this in the Suffrages Advent Calendar, and what I like about it is when you open it up like that, it comes with not a spoolie, but one side has a brush and one side has a comb. What I do first is get the brush side and just kind of clean out my brows, because with all the skincare and primers, there's just some gunky stuff in there and the brush just kind of helps clean it out. Then I'll go to my brow pencil, and this is one by Hourglass. Not finished with this yet, but I just want to show you the brow pencil first because I'm trying to do it in order. And it's in the shade Dark Brunette. Now it does come with a spoolie, but I really do like the one from Refi. So after I clean out my brows with that brush from Refi, I'll get this eye pencil from Hourglass. And this one does have like a very thin, not a slanted tip, but a flat tip. And then just fill in my brows. Now this one from Hourglass, it's not very pigmented, so it's very forgiving. And that's what I like about it. Now I wouldn't say that this one's my favorite brow pencil. I'm still on a hunt for a nice brow pencil, but I did find a nice brow gel. So after I fill in my brow hairs, then I'll get the brow gel, and this spoolie is quite big and it does come in a white cream. I wish that it does come tinted, but this is a big spoolie for my brows. So then I'll just kind of gel it into place, and since it does come in a white cream, you can kind of see the cream on my brows, and then use the comb side to kind of blend it out, the white cream, and it just stays in place. But I do wish that it does come tinted because I do have gray hairs and I can see it right there. But hopefully when I have time, I'll check and see if it does come with a tinted formula. But the main thing that I do like about it is this brush and comb. Now for eyeliner, and this one from Makeup by Mario, love this one. I've had it now for several months and it's still going strong. It does come with a felt tip applicator and it glides on your lids. It doesn't tug, it doesn't bleed into, you know, my little wrinkles on my lids. And I would say that this is a close dupe to the one from Tom Ford. And I already picked up a backup of this one, gosh, many months ago, because I thought this wasn't going to last that long, but it's still going strong. And it's a very pretty intense black. I don't think it's waterproof because it comes off really easy. But this liner, love it. 'Cause you know I love my black liners. Now for eye pencils, this one from Lisa Eldridge, she did come out with, I believe, six colors. But the one that I've been using the most is this one, Ground Coffee. And it's what I placed in my waterline. And these pencils are very soft, very pigmented, and they just glide on very nicely on my skin. It doesn't tug, and I love that. Now one thing is that, again, it's very soft, that you use more of it. So you do have to sharpen it quite a bit. And unfortunately, her pencils do not come with a pencil sharpener. I know it's a first world problem, but it would have been nice to get a sharpener with this eye pencil because it is soft and it will go down faster. Now for mascara, this one from Hermes, I know it's expensive, but I love it. It gives me the length, gives me the thickness without clumping, without flaking, and this is 2 coats. And yeah, love this mascara. It does come with a very skinny spoolie, which is typically not what I go for. I go for the thick one, the Christmas tree shape, but this thin one really took me by surprise, and yeah, I really do like this mascara. Probably should have picked another one up during the sales, but hopefully when I travel I can probably get it duty free. I'm hoping. But this mascara, I know it's expensive, but I love what it's doing for my lashes. Now let's go to bronzers, and I do have a cream bronzer and a powder bronzer. Let's start with the cream bronzer, and this is from Chanel. And it's called the Healthy Glow Bronzing Cream, and I got it in the shade Tan Deep. I do like the creaminess of it. I do like the shade, and I kind of like how we apply it. Most of the times I use my finger, but you can also use the buffer brush from Sonia G, but I like how it kind of melts into the skin, doesn't look powdery at all, and it does give me that bronzed look. Now I also have it in another shade, I think it's a little bit lighter, tan, medium tan, I kind of like the Tan Deep better. Now for powder, let's go into this one from Hermes, and it's in the shade 04 CN, the Healthy Glow Mineral Powder. I also use this one on top of the cream bronzer from Chanel, and it's such a beautiful, beautiful bronzer. Just melts into the skin. Do love that shade. I also got this one in a lighter one, 03, I believe Sahara, but I kind of like, you know, the deeper one a little bit better for me. So as you can see, it comes with 3 different shades in the shape of the H for Hermes. Sometimes I like to think it's for Heba. But when you apply it, it just melts into the skin. Really do like this bronzer, and I've been reaching for this one quite a bit, especially 04. Now for blushes, and this one was hard. I have 5 blushes here that I just cannot narrow it down. I can't. So let's quickly go through these, and let's start with the one that I'm wearing on my face right now, and it's this one from MOB Beauty. It's a cream bronzer in the shade M70, and I did get this in the Beautylish Lucky Bag of this year, 2023. And just to let you know, the Lucky Bag from Beautylish that comes out, I guess, the day after Christmas, it's going to be hard for me, but I decided that I'm not going to get the Lucky Bag this year. It's probably going to be the same as years past. I know I shouldn't be saying this, but there's probably going to be a Natasha Denona eyeshadow palette, a Sonia G brush, or a Wayne Goss brush, skincare from Good Molecules, maybe a palette from Danessa Myrick, so it's kind of predictable. I know that's hard for me to say, and I know everybody loves the Lucky Bag, but I'm not going to get it this year. It's going to be okay. It's going to be okay, but let's go back to this blush from MOB Beauty or Mob Beauty. I don't know. I love the shade. I love the shade. I love the formula. It stays on. It doesn't melt away like some of the other cream blushes, but there is just something about this shade. I love this shade. It's almost kind of like a peachy terracotta shade, and it's a very pretty shade. I mean, it just blends very nicely into my cheeks. And it's not very expensive either. I believe this whole set costs either $25 or $30. You get the blush and the compact separately, and the compact I believe was $5, and then you just snap it in. But the color payoff and the formula, and I know I want more shades of this, but it's probably going to have to wait for 2024. And the other 4 blushes I have are powders, but I can tell you out of the 4 powder ones, this one from Suku is my favorite one, especially the shade. This is shade 139, and this came out in the Sunflower collection, I believe the spring summer, but this shade is just beautiful. Love this mauve shade. Has a little bit of a shimmer to it too, but the Suku blushes, again, it just melts into the skin, and the color payoff that you get, and this shade 139, it's my favorite shade. And I reached for this one quite a bit, and yes, this is the one that I want to take with me when we travel. It's very sleek, very light, very easy to take, and this shade could go with a lot of looks. Now let me show you the RMS Beauty blushes, and I believe I have 6 different shades, but this one, Maiden's Blush, is my favorite shade. Kind of like a rosewood. Again, melts into the skin, has that little bit of a shimmer to it, and the formula is very nice. But this one, Maiden's Blush, is the one that I reach for quite a bit. Now we're going back into Hermes, and I was quite surprised from their blushes. When they first came out, I didn't grab any because I thought, yeah, you know, it's too expensive. I got a lot of blushes, but when the mascara came out and the eyeshadow came out, I went ahead and grabbed 2 blushes, but this one, Rose Tan, is my favorite shade. And again, it just melts so nicely into the skin. This one does give me a brownish hue, so it looks more natural on my skin. And I would say it has more of a matte finish, but this one, Rose Tan, it just gives me that natural glow, natural look. And then the other blush, we got to bring this one from Chanel. This one's from the Permanent line. It's been around for quite a bit, but I saw it in the store and I kind of like this color, and it's Rouge Profound. And again, it's a beautiful color, and the Chanel blushes can never go wrong with Chanel blushes. This one's kind of a deeper rose shade. It's very profound, as the name entails. And the blushes that came in the Le Beige collection, the Winter Glow, there are 3 blushes in that one. And even though I've only tried it once, there are a couple in there that's so far my favorites. But didn't want to put it in here because, you know, I only used it once. It wouldn't be fair for, you know, the other products. But again, those will probably be in next year's favorite. Next I want to show you is face palettes, and I know they do have blushes in there and bronzers and highlighter, and actually I forgot to put highlighter on for this look, but let's go ahead and do it. And let me go ahead and show you this face palette, the one from Hourglass. This is the Blush and Glow palette. They came out with this one, you know, it has the existing shades in here, but they put it in one palette, and they also came out with a Bronze and Go palette. That one's sold out, and I did do a video on those, and I'll link it down below if you want to check it out. Again, this is the Blush and Glow palette. has 3 blushes and 3 highlighters, and I really do like it. I mean, the Hourglass blushes, but the Hourglass formula, the powders, the blushes, the bronzer, they just melt into the skin. And even though these are existing shades, I don't have any of these shades in my collection, so it's kind of new to me. But let's go into the strobe light, and I don't have my fan brush here, just my bronzing brush. But let's go into this strobe light, and it's champagne, and that one just gives you a nice glow. So I don't know if I should count this as a blush palette, but I think of it as a face palette because you do have the blushes and the highlighter. Now it doesn't have a bronzer in this one. Again, they did come out with a bronze and glow or a bronze and go palette, but that one's sold out. I like this one as a face palette. I hope this made sense because it made sense in my head, but I don't think it made sense coming out of my mouth. But let's just say it like this. It's one of my favorite face palettes for blushes and highlighter. Now for powder, and I do have 2 powders. One I like to use underneath my eyes, and another I like to use all over my face as a setting powder. And let's go back to Hourglass, and this is the recent one that they came out with, their lightning edit. And this is the snake palette, but I don't like snakes, so I got in the owl palette. And this is the one that came out with 5 new shades and 1 existing shade. And it's the existing shade that I like, and it's this powder, Radiant Light. It's more of a peachy powder, so it works great for underneath my eyes. And again, the Hourglass powders, there's just something in their technology that they do that just melts into the skin. Doesn't look powdery or cakey at all. And this is the one that I like to use underneath my eye. And the other one, let's go back to Chanel. It's the Le Beige Healthy Glow Sheer Powder, and it's in the shade B60. And I like this one because it comes in different shades. And this one's more like my skin tone. And whenever I set my face with this powder, it does kind of mattify, you know, the oiliness that I have. It sets my makeup, and it still gives me a little bit of a glow, but without it looking oily. And it's very sheer. It's not powdery. It's not cakey. We're almost done. We're down to lips. And again, it was kind of hard just to pick one. For lip pencils, the only one that I got is a new shade in the formula that I love. It's by Sisley Paris, and I got in the shade Fuchsia. But I knew that that lip pencil will not look good with this look, so the one that I used is Chocolate. It does come with a lip pencil that you can just kind of blend out when you apply the lip pencil. Really do like the formula. It stays on very nice, very long, and that's what I'm wearing right now in the shade Chocolate. And what I'm wearing on my lips right now, love this. It's from American Woman Beauty, and this liquid lipstick, it's called BYSM, Because You Still Matter. Love that. And it's in the shade Thin Line, and I love this kind of like a beigey, rosy shade. And this liquid lipstick, it stays on a long time, like hours. The only bad thing about it, it is drying, but once you put a lip gloss on it, it does kind of moisture it up, if that's even a word or a saying. But I love this color and love this lip formula. And then for lip gloss, I have this lip maximizer from Dior, and this one's in the shade, I believe 45. Yes, everything's so small for my eyes, and I have to look at it in this magnifying mirror. But I do love the shade, this bronzy, shimmery shade. Let me just apply a little bit more of this lip gloss. Yeah, it has that beautiful bronzy look. And over the American Woman Beauty liquid lipstick, this great combo. And of course I have Guerlain, Hermes, Suku, Chanel. It's just so many lipsticks. Well, alright you guys, these are the products that's been my favorite for the year of 2023. I was about to say month, but it's for the year of 2023. And also I hope that 2024 just brings great blessings, happiness, good health for each and every one of us. That's the only thing we can hope and pray for. But yeah, these are the products for 2023 that I've been really liking. And again, I hope everyone has a wonderful 2024. And thank you so much for being here. I appreciate each and every one of you. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for watching, and thank you. Just thank you. And if you liked and enjoyed this video, please give me a thumbs up and hit that subscribe button so you can see more videos like this for 2024. And you all have a wonderful day, wonderful week, wonderful month, and wonderful year. And I'll see you next time. Bye.